Greetings and salutations, fans of Dota 2. It is I, Badger, here for some more League of Lads Season 7 action, and I am joined tonight by the one, the only Artorius. How are you tonight?
Can't wait to see some icy ancient boy picked.
No comment. We are here, though, for a two-game series between 5 average dudes and only we're older. These are two teams that need to get some wins right here, or right now. But looking at the team's records right now, if only you're older, they currently are 0-6. Looking over at 5 dudes, they are 2-6. So for both teams, it is a must-win affair if they want to make the playoffs. Both teams currently are on the outside looking in. Both of them need to pick up some wins right here, right now. And tonight will be a good night to start. We do have some bans, though. We have Dragon Knight and Timbersaw being banned out by the Radiant. So we have Mars and Sand King being banned out by the Dire. It makes sense, Radiant banning out some meta staples, Dire banning out some of their offlaners' best heroes. But 5 dudes open up with something we've seen a lot in this current patch is the opening of an Ancient Apparition. Artorius, what are your thoughts here on this Ancient Apparition pick?
Very good idea.
We've seen a lot of things being said about AA players recently. What do you have to say to the AA players of the world, Artorius?
No comment.
They do respond, though, with the Nyx Assassin as their response pick. So that'll be a counter they will use to employ against this AA. Certainly have some options they will go for as well. They will the Lions. That'll be their 5 support right there. So they'll have Nyx as a 4, Lion as a 5. So nothing too outside of the ordinary in this particular Dota 2 game. Speaking of things that are not outside of the ordinary, it is Centaur Warrunner for the Beast of US East. A hero that has seen a little bit less play as of recently, but still one of the absolute top offlaners of the current patch. So I'm not too shocked to see it here on this fine evening. Anything catch your eye so far at this draft, or just some standard Dota 2 heroes you're seeing on your screen?
Everything is pretty standard so far. Nothing really out of meta.
We do have Legion Commander and Anti-Mage being banned out by both teams, though. Might be a little bit of a war going on there with the draft plans. We have not seen that many Legion Commanders, and even less Anti-Mages as of currently. Oh, Artorius! Thanks for the sub, by the way. I appreciate that.
Wow.
Appreciate your patronage. So usually I'd type in the Twitch chat or something, but you're literally, on no delay with me, so I can just thank you personally. I would say face to face, but neither of us have our cam on, so it's voice to voice in this case.
I haven't showered today, so it's probably a good thing I don't have my cam on.
Maybe you should shower.
I should. But I don't have a sense of smell, so it's perfectly okay. I don't stink. According to me.
I'm not sure if that's. I'm not sure if the man with no smell is the perfect arbiter for if things smell or not. Regardless, though, Radiance, they continue the banning out of offlaners. They ban out the Darkseer, the Legion Commander, and the Doombringer. So that's now 7 different offlaners being banned. 8 if you count Centaur being block-picked. Dire, meanwhile, they ban out some of the strongest hyper carries in the game. Anti-Mage, Terrorblade, both being banned out. Terrorblade certainly has been played a lot recently by 5 dudes. They picked it twice, actually, yesterday against the Apes Imps. Both games, PMA played pretty well. In both games, the TB lost, so they will need a different hero this time around, a non-Terrorblade-based hero, and Dire proceeded to ban out the antithesis of the Terrorblade. They ban out the Razor, who is the exact opposite of TB in basically every possible way, so...
Wait, why do you ban TB if they lose with it?
Maybe you just want to, throw... Good observation. Maybe you just want to throw the enemy team off guard, make PMA play a different carry, perhaps. They've probably done their prep work. They've probably done their preparation. Said, you know what? He's been playing a lot of TB in pubs. He's been playing a lot of TB in comp matches. We're just going to ban out this hero. He's very clearly comfortable on it. We're going to make them pick new heroes. And we will have to see that in that second pick phase, of course. Before that happens, though, we'll see a pick for If Only You Were Older. I'm assuming it's going to be an offlaner here. Could be potentially a carry, but it's probably going to be an offlaner. Question is, what do the Dire pick, given that so many of these offlaners are already banned right now?
I think the options are pretty simple. You got Pudge, and that's about it.
Smatter Man play Pudge.
I don't know. He's probably gonna like Brood or something.
Actually, yeah, Brood Mother is not banned. Brood Master also is not banned. Speaking of heroes that had the initials BM, Beastmaster also not banned. So all 3 BMs are available. You might see a different kind of BM mode this game, potentially in the chat. You never know with the lads game sometimes. I guess the usual suspects for people who BM are not in this lobby. You think about the usual suspects, none of them are here right now, so I guess perhaps we won't see BM. But we will instead see a Void Spirit, which is presumably the middle lane hero for the real Sawyer Green, but it could potentially be an offlane hero. You don't see it that much offlane, but it is certainly a hero that can flex to that particular area of a Dota game. It means 4 or 5 dudes probably just pick a 4 support that has lockdown, right?
See, the best one for that though is Lion, and that's what he picked. But
of course, Lion would be ideal, but well, Lion is already here. He's already on the other side of the Dota game, where it's on the Dire side, so it's... what would they want, actually, for Catch 4? Is it potentially like a Clockwork? Is it potentially a Tusk? What are they thinking right here, right
now? This is not a very good Clockwork game. Go for Shadow Shaman instead. The other instant Hex hero. Tusk would have been okay, especially with a Centaur, but you still don't have an instant disable for Void Spirit.
That is one instant disable, and they also have that obvious lockdown secondary disable with that Shackles. So at least you have something to potentially start the chain stun on a hero like Void Spirit, who is so evasive and maneuverable. Fire, though, pick up a pretty strong carry here. Pick up the Spectre, a hero with a lot of global presence, a hero who can potentially get on top of Ancient Apparition, can potentially get on top of Shadow Shaman and really disrupt those heroes' ability to have impact in a team fight. Though, if we're assuming CB, who's playing Shaman, is fast in his reactions, he can Hex the Haunt Illusion and prevent the Spectre from getting on him in particular, but I have to assume the main target might just be the AA in these fights.
I'd like to point out that Necrophos and Viper are both still in the pool, and they just 17 picked the Spectre.
Yeah, I mean, if 5 dudes want the Viper or the Necro, it is available, though it will not be in the lane, as Centaur will be their lane matchup, so it'll be a Viper mid or a Necro mid, in either case.
Could be a Shadow Shaman mid with a Centaur 4.
That sounds like something that a team that would be better than this would do. Maybe if it was Dark W, they'd do this shit, but 5 dudes, I think, are going to play more standard Dota. And it's no offense to 5 dudes. I like the players there, but I think they're going to stick to more traditional setups there.
I mean, Spectre's not going to have a good lane either way, more than likely, because you have a line and a Spectre. It's a pretty weak lane. You're into a Shadow Shaman Centaur. Centaur's going to have like a 6 or 7 minute Vanguard. He's just going to run extra tower, and you're just going to be like, alright, time to jungle.
On the flip side, though, instead of countering out the Spectre in particular, they just grab best hero available, and that is Templar Assassin that they team pick. Dire do not have many means of breaking their refraction. If the Void Spirit is mid, it's a pretty good matchup for TA and Dire. Might struggle this game to shut TA down. Mr. No English Peripheral Neff himself plays a pretty mean TA, so could be a pretty good game by him. We'll have to see.
I know PMA also plays this TA pause 1, so it can also be a bit of a flex.
We have seen a number of carries play in lads. I remember I casted a TA game earlier this season, and Smiley played a carry, and he played very well that game as well, so it wouldn't be that far out of the ordinary if they want to potentially be more flexible in the way they lane things this game.
Average dudes actually ban out the Viper.
Strange, but it makes some sense, They see Viper as a potential refraction breaker, and they say, you know what, we're just gonna get rid of it. They also ban out 2 more offlaners, so Viper's gone, Brewmother's gone. We're really running out of offlaners.
Yep, they just banned 7 offlaners.
That is an offlaner's nightmare. Like, oh god, all this is gone, and Centaur's gone, and also Sand King and Mars are gone because we banned them. We can't even get Racer. It really wouldn't shock me if they just go Void Spirit offlane. Just to say, you know what, we're going to throw you off guard. Obviously, it's not a great game to play Void Spirit 3, but then we can specifically lane counter out the TA matchup and hopefully do well there. I'm not sure, obviously we're not in the team comms for the Dire, so we don't know in particular what they're discussing right now, but it certainly is a possibility. It's not that far-fetched.
Snow, only you couldn't play Necrophos into those three. Anybody else who plays Necrophos could play it into those three. Smile.
You're burning Mr. 20 streak right there. He'll hear about that one in 2 minutes, I'm sure.
Idez would have picked it.
And the 5 dudes pick up a very traditional carry of this patch. A hero who has fallen a bit more out of favor as the patch has progressed, but still a strong hero nonetheless in the Lifestealer for carry.
Surprised the Lifestealer wasn't banned on the 6 and 7 bans, to be honest.
It's one of those things where Ursa and Void have seen a bit more play recently, so perhaps they're thinking more meta than they are heroes. But PMA obviously plays a very mean Lifestealer, should be pretty good this game. If you're Dire, what do you pick to complete your draft at this point? I have no idea.
Oh, but they got 7 seconds to do it. Maybe Underlord.
They go for the Night Stalker instead, though, so they will remain with some problems of breaking refraction. Perhaps somebody will buy an urn there, but maybe they're just trying to hopefully win a macro game versus TA rather than specifically counter out the TA. Obviously, Night Stalker, very strong hero at minute 5. Eventually can play well in the second night as well with the Void Spirit and a Haunt from Spectre, so there's a lot of play potential here, but I like this Radiant draft. What are your overall thoughts on these drafts?
Despite the Caster's Curse, I'm still going to say I think the Radiant draft is better. I think they have the early game advantage. Mid game, if their early game goes well, they should have the advantage there as well. And I think they even have the late game advantage almost. With that Meld Bash being very good. And then you also have a Shadow Shaman in the late game. You can just find a hero and kill them.
You know, it's funny I mentioned earlier the usual BM suspects, not mentioning names. I tabbed over to the Laz Discord during this little bits, and the 2 main ones are currently jawing at each other right now. Because, of course, no shocks there. Regardless, though, here we go. If you are just joining us, welcome to game number 1 of a 2-game brawl between the 5 average dudes who start on the Radiance, and if only you're older, who start on the Dire. My name is Badger, and I'm joined by the one and only 7K Canadian firefighting extraordinaire Artorius, and hopefully we're in for some good Defense of the Ancients number 2.
I think you're the only person who gets hyped when talking about.
Listen, I like to... You're making me break my You're making me break my professionalism here, but I like to hype up my co-casters. So I'm here to... You make me laugh too much, but I'm trying to hype up my co-casters, give them hype to the audience, give them authority. And sometimes it's easy, you have like Sasquatch or Bulljacks, like, yeah, captain of this good team. Sometimes the Artorius, like, oh, the guy plays Pudge and Earth Spirit pretty badly, cool.
I'm just getting Sawyer Green.
I just call him Elite, problem solved. It's a moniker he's adopted, I'll go with it.
My job to flame. Because this is the one time they can't flame back.
It's an equal opportunity flamer over here. We're seeing KL, though. He is currently invading into the Tri-Camp. He impales Peripheral. But now, he might be in danger. He's trying to run, but Gold Feed is there. TA is body blocking. Is it going to trigger? No, it will not, actually. But KL is in severe danger. Perhaps he will deny to the tower, but there appears to be no escaping here. Wait, is he juking? Kind of. He should eventually die, though. Yep, KL will go down to the damage from the TA's right clicks. First blood is drawn there by Neff, Mr. Peripheral himself, though Dire actually grab all 4 bounty runes. Radiant were so preoccupied with this Nyx Assassin, who obviously was on a bit of a foray here to block this small camp, that it's, hey, we get all 4 runes, so good job on them for doing that. So, the scoreboard, there we go.
Yeah, you're winning your side lanes, but your mid lane is still losing. Because Neff almost has a bottle already and 200 gold.
Yeah, he's got to be somewhat happy with that one. We're seeing a lot of stuns being thrown out in the top lane. Some being hit, some being missed, but either way, everybody is going to be A-okay. Bottom lane, probably even less action expected. Lifestealer out here who dies very easily. Probably though, most of the action we're going to see is in this top lane. We're seeing a dagger being thrown out by Hyper, but nobody should die quite yet.
People missing stun, people missing line abilities. It's gonna happen.
Apparently, abilities are being missed on this fine evening. Which happens sometimes. See a cold feet being used bottom by Artorius to secure the last hit that PMA very easily had. But I suppose it's better than it being denied. Actually, are seeing Artorius is a little bit sad in this lane. He has no chilling touch right now, so that impedes his ability to trade ever so slightly, but seems like the lane is going pretty alright anyways, with both Macho Man and PMA being even in CS right now. Impale's there bottom lane, but once again, PMA is going to be A-okay, completely fine. As will KL, who is tanking some of the right clicks from PMA in that interim. If you had to predict where first blood would be, it would have to be top lane, right?
It could be bot too. The slow from Ghoul Frenzy and Orb Venom is pretty high.
That is actually somewhat true. He does have the Orb of Venom there on PMA. He's thinking about kills here. Certainly is one means to do that, but they are not ready to get those kills quite yet.
On the flip side, if it hits 5 minutes and there's no first blood, I wouldn't doubt seeing an AA die to a Impale nighttime Night Stalker with probably like level 2 or 3 Void.
That would be certainly one easy way to secure first blood. Top lane though, Flupper is very low, but the beast is not fast enough to run that man down. Hyper, with some trading off, and the Salve is now forced out. We came a little bit close to first blood, but not quite yet. We'll have to wait a little bit longer. Middle lane, nothing's too out of the ordinary quite yet, though Sawyer Green is doing pretty well in this lane. He is actually leading Peripheral in CS right now, which is a little unexpected, actually. Probably would expect it to go the opposite direction, but well played him and that Void Spirit in that case. It's a very peaceful time in the game, you know, where we're just waiting for the action to start ramping up. Get to rest my voice slightly. Don't have to get hyped yet. Nice and happy time, you know. Top lane though, CB might be in danger. Flupper has Earth Spike up, has Mana Drain up, is going for that kill. Actually has more move speed. So CB should eventually die. Earth Spike is there, needs I believe 2 more right clicks. Has a Fairy Fire, but CB, unless he can deny the Roshan, he will give up First Blood. Stick is used, he's going to deny the Roshan somehow. Perhaps not. Oh, he's juking. Is he actually going to escape this? The Salve is there?
Imagine denying yourself to Roshan.
CB! That was fantastic, actually. Fantastic jukes there. I'm still a little bit shocked he didn't go for the boots first on the Shaman, but apparently he was not punished by a bit of a miracle, but he is still alive nonetheless. Yeah, all these cores are doing relatively well in the lanes right now. Nobody is too far behind in CS. Nothing too out of the ordinary quite yet. And it is good you are not getting me banned from Twitch. I prefer not to be banned from Twitch. That would be suboptimal.
Have I showed you that video?
I don't think you have, and obviously I will not be seeing that for at least another hour and a half plus, so...
Yo, Wizard Harry.
I think I've seen it, dear God.
I'm a what?
Yeah, it's, not now, sir. Not now. Now is not the time. This is definitely a quiet start. Wait, first blood already happened. What am I saying?
Oh, right, yeah.
Are we actually brain dead?
Forgot about Nick's dying to Neff.
The first blood literally happened 5.5 minutes ago. Maybe we're not very attentive after all.
But we've all had first blood, but what about second blood?
So it's the first real blood, the one after the horde. What happened bottom lane? Impale is there. It is Mistle on PMA. Now PMA uses Rage. He tries to trade. Cold Feet is there on Master Man. He will be frozen. Now KL is still running at PMA. Though PMA will be A-okay.
Badger doesn't like my Lord of the Rings jokes, apparently.
No comment.
Yeah, so here we see Beast of US East has a 6-minute Bracer Vanguard and is quite literally doing more damage to the Lion than Lion is doing to him.
Jesus. This is a sad day to be Flopper right now, where it's just you have no means to zone this man out of your lane any longer. Meanwhile, we saw KL rotate mid, but found no kill. He could have picked A, you're right. No, he couldn't have actually. It was first picked by 5 dudes, so he could not have played A this game.
Shame.
Yeah, what a shame. PMA is actually in a little bit of danger. He's almost relying on himself to use Rage very well. If they hit the Impale out of raging it, then he's in grave danger. But
as a brave man once said, watch this. Only PMA will get that joke. Well, I guess, what you call it, Fruit Punch is in chat, she might get that joke.
Speaking of PMA, he was hit by a 2-man Impale there from KL. Once again, everybody is A-okay. We are now seeing Spectre, though, is off to the jungle. Doesn't really have the items to jungle quite yet, but is making some more space for his team to farm. Bottom lane, PMA is trading, uses Rage, goes for KL. KL's courier dies, but everybody else should be A-okay, unless PMA somehow kills KL here. But never mind, Soygreen has arrived, so does CB on Shaman. Soygreen's under that tower, kills PMA, and now we're seeing KL is frozen by that Cold Feet. CB is hitting, CB's trying to kill, but Artorius is dead, and CB might just die as well. They are diving that tower with 4. Remnants misses. CB, once again, trying the jukes of a lifetime. Can he escape? Okay, this time he will not escape. He will get caught. The Impale is there. Has 3 kills, actually. 4 if only you were older. In quick succession in his bottom lane. Fantastic rotations there by Hyper and by the real Soygreen.
To rotate 4 heroes and you win the engagement.
It turns out when you just have 4 heroes in an engagement, you win it sometimes. Take notes, Artorius, for Toxic Tacos tomorrow.
According to some people, I can't count.
That's awesome for you, though.
Apparently, Divine 4 is the same as Divine 3. And I'm in the wrong realm.
A lot of pent-up emotion on your side today.
Hyper getting kind of gone on has to TP to base. PMA just kind of clicking him.
Yeah, as that happens, though, we saw Nyx was a bit out of position, was caught out by 3. Went for rotation with the haste rune, or correction, went for rotation into TA's haste rune, and got absolutely destroyed for it. We are seeing Macho Man and PMA fight, but Macho Man is under the tower, and PMA has rage into it. This might go badly for Night Stalker. Perhaps not, actually. Gets the kill there on PMA, and now he's trying to run. The 5 dudes are not in position to stop him quite yet. Chilling Touch is up. We cannot get it off on Night Stalker in time. And Soygreen also is bottom now. Perhaps they might just go on the Shaman, but never mind. Shaman is under tower and will be A-okay.
These rotation bot are ruining the Lifestealers game a little bit, but it's giving TA a lot of space.
Yeah, both TA and the Centaur are benefiting immensely by this high activity in the bottom lane. As it's really been directed at PMA. Looking over at the CS, not too shocking. Looking over at Network, very similar tale. TA, Centaur on top. Speaking of top, they're running at Flopper. Earthspike was there, Hex was there, but Flopper should inevitably die at some point. Hoofstomp is hit, and Piece of US East just takes the kill there from PMA. So, you know what, PMA, you'll farm creeps later. I want the gold. And he just takes it.
Wanted to make an AA joke, but I refrained.
You're really saying that is an AA joke, right?
Then I didn't refrain. I'm sorry.
We did see Peripheral, though, rotate into the top lane to grab that top tier 1 tower. Killbits quite easily, actually, as that one is now dead.
Well, Centaur is now without phase boots for 2 minutes. As the chainmail and the blades of attack get killed on the curry.
That's a sad tale there for the beast, but he should be a-okay. I mean, he's going to miss that last end. The siege unit, but other than that, he will be a-okay. I think he would have had that with the phase boots, actually. I guess the little things in Dota sometimes. I mean, dare I say, game of inches. But bottom lane, Metro Man is now in danger. Cold Feet is there. Never mind, he's simply going to walk away. Bot tower, though, gets denied thanks to rotation by TA. Radiant are still running at Metro Man, but Metro Man is completely fine.
You know you're down bad when Badger is the one who makes the Game of Inches reference and not me.
Alright, Impale is there on Mr. PMA mid lane. Remnant is there, but PMA will rage. Haunt was committed, and it actually are going in mid on PMA, but he's infested inside a creep. Is there a stun? Respect is there. Now PMA is in danger. They are still running. Finger is used. PMA goes down. They commit 5, and they once again ruin the game of PMA. As that happens, so Dire are pushing in the bottom tier 1 tower, so both teams will kill a tier 1 tower. Ice Blast comes in, will hit on 4. So good Ice Blast there by Mr. Artorius himself. And Radiant Smoke. And they will find KO, it appears. Trap is there. Remnant will be used. Actually taunts up the TA. So KL should be able to run away. Side blades. Oh my lord.
I hate
Range
that.
on side blades.
That's
Now,
actually...
the TA traps once again use KL might just go down here. He has no Vendetta for 20. He instead an Impale. Carapace is there. But he still needs to run away. KL's being run down. Meltrick is there. And well played to Peripheral, but also well played to Ice Frog on a very fair and balanced hero. Nyx simply run down. Could not escape in time. Mid tower is very dead. Dire are still in the area, but they must now run away. If you're Radiant, what do you do to make space for your lifestealer? Do you simply just fight as 4? Do you split the map? What's the gameplay now for Radiant?
I think they just did it. They took every tier 1 tower on the map, and now they can kind of go wherever they want. And Lifestealer can kind of play wherever he wants. Last time he died, it took 5 people to kill him. So I think if there's no tier 1 towers, you can't really rotate 5 heroes to one spot on the map without a smoke. So I think PMA is probably feeling pretty safe right now.
Yeah, he is simply in that tri-camp. Looking over at Dire, they do have a smoke on Flupper right now, but other than that, they have no smokes currently. They might need to use that one to potentially rotate and try to find PMA. Looking at Dire Vision, they might have some idea. Maybe seeing him on that. You see him not on that word, so they have some idea where he is, but still a hard kill to get there.
It appears they're going to run at him with this Night Stalker Blink Dagger right now.
Nyx saw him with the Invis of Vendetta. Top lane, towers being sieged, should go down. Meanwhile, at the tri-camp, PMA is actually running away. Appears to know something is up. Back to top lane, they're TPing in with 2. Flupper and Macho Man. Earthspike is there. Finger is available. She knows it's not available. In comes Macho Man looking for the beast. In comes Kill as well, but Stampede is used. Radiant are on the run. The tower is now dead. Dire are farming the wards, and they're running at Notorious. Is there stun in time? Yes, there is. Void is there. But now in comes Ice Blast hits on Macho Man. Notorious is low, but so is Flupper. Notorious dead. Flupper dead. Impale. They're on 2, but now they're going at the Macho Man. Nullstrike is there. They have a Hex. They have some more abilities, and they will actually not kill Macho Man. He blinks away to the left and will be fine. Meanwhile, though, KL might be in danger. They do see him, but he is a little bit too fast to be caught with those Tranquil Boots and an extra Windlace on top. Overall, ends up being a 1-for-1 trade, though Radiant certainly win the engagement, picking up that tier 2 tower on top of it.
Yeah, Dire need to be very careful now. Roche is completely uncontested other than a cross-map smoke. So they need to get some vision down on the Roche bit. Right now they currently scanned it, but Radiant not going for it quite yet, probably waiting for this Deso on TA.
They've been chasing the Night Stalker for nearly a minute now, and they have not found him. I'm not sure who's wasting their time more, but I guess if TA is not farming, that is a win for Macho Man.
On the flip side, PMA is happy if he knows where Night Stalker is.
It's like, hey, my TA is literally chasing her on the literal opposite corner of the map. We're good. Though Nyx is now shadowing PMA, they know where he is. Is there follow-up? The Night Stalker's not there, but they have more in the area. Finger is now up. Impale is there on PMA. He did not rage in time. In comes Hex. In comes Haunt. Down goes PMA, but now Radiant Wand counter kills. TA is there. Alaris is trying to jump away with that, oh god, the Hex now onto Night Stalker. Night Stalker is in danger. Earthspike is there. Cancel the shackles. Now Monster is there. On Flupper. Flupper goes down. They move over to AA. AA is in danger, but Nyx cannot finish him. Now TA moves to Hyper. The Beast is on the way as well. Hyper has Dagger. Is slowing up Peripheral. Back over to AA. Never mind. Thought Master Man was on him. Back to the TA. Cannot fully chase. You know, back to the Artorius. He's been gone. Master Man. Blink was there. Void was there. Down goes the AA. Radiant will try to find him, but with the blink on Night Stalker, that man is way too hard to fight. Well, both teams are just, they're throwing everything and the kitchen sink into these team fights, and overall, Dire made out on top on that one. Middle lane, though, Nyx is certainly in danger. Carapace is there, but actually, KL will simply walk away. Blink is still not up yet on the Beast. They cannot stick to the Nyx, and Nyx will be fine.
Yeah, he's kind of gone for this, like, early game unkillable build, which is working out so far, as he's second in net worth. And he's just free to take control of the map wherever he feels like it.
Alright, they're looking for a kill now. Middle lane, Master Man blinks in, looking for 3. CB is taunted. CB will go down, but can they find more than a Shaman? Hex is there on Peripheral. They're going in. Shaman buys back. Cliff Stomp was there, but it was missed. Now TA is in danger. Impale is there. Vendetta was there, but KL is no longer there, but it's a trade for the TA. Now Alaris has no spells, is in danger, but they cannot kill him quite yet. Good Earthspike there on 2 from Flupper. The Stampede is used. They want to get Alaris. They want to get Flupper. They want to get Macho Man as well. Flupper seems to be the first target. Shackles are there, and they actually appear to be content grabbing only the Lion. But for the Dire, it's actually a fantastic trade. They get 2 and a buyback in exchange for only 2 supports.
Yeah. They needed to start killing this TA eventually. She was just freely running around the map wherever she wanted.
And then we'll slow down her Deso timing, though she is not that far away, about 1,800 gold from that Desolator. Middle lane, Cold Feet is there on Nyx, Impale is there on A, both should be fine, but meanwhile, Macho Man is not so happy. Ice Blast on the way will finish that kill. Now in comes Alaris. Mr. Solargreen's looking for counter kills with Infest onto the Beast. And now KL is trying to fight. Has Impale, hits it onto 2, but PMA pops out the Infest and kills KL. Back to CB's being gone on by Hyper and Alaris. Certainly, he is very dead, but PMA wants to avenge his man. But he is merely a life stealer, one that is slowed by Spectral Dagger at that.
Yo, I never thought I'd see it, but this is a Centaur who is 800 gold in first place in the net worth charts.
He's out farming a Templar Assassin as well, a Templar Assassin who's actually doing quite well this game as well, so... The Beast is,
It's not like it's a pub where he's like running around following his carry and stealing his creeps or anything. He's just actually farming on the other side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, the Beast had a lot of very good performances last season. He's had a bit of a rougher season this season, but he's having a very vintage performance right now on Centaur. He's absolutely owning. Speaking of, Dire are smoked in their jungle. As for, they're looking for PMA. PMA Rage TP'd in time. Macho Man's smoke broke, but they could not find that man. And now Radiants are starting to congregate at their own tri camp. They have all 5 there very soon, and they might even use a smoke of their own. CB has one. They might just opt to go into Roshan instead. They certainly are dewarding for the Roshan pits.
The Desolator is up on the TA.
Alright, they walk on in. Do Dire know? They might have some idea with this ward. They got deward on the high ground, but they need to get there very fast. Haunt is up if they want to commit the Haunt. Dire are not grouped for the Roshan pit. Sawyer Green has a TP, but needs a TP now, but wants to get there in time. Dire scan. But it might be too late. They're now TPing him. The Roche is very low. Cold Feet is there. Now in comes Nice Sniper. He's trying to fight. In comes Haunt. Aegis goes to TA. Ice Blast comes in, hits onto. Wards are dropped. Stampede is used. Lars on the run. He heals. He will be fine for now, but he's actually low on mana. We're not seeing an Infest there on TA, but down goes Flupper. Radiant are looking for a Lars, but he should be fine. He will be fine, actually. And they might now instead turn to KL. Not sure if they saw him. And actually, we'll see him on the TA trap if they want to chase that man. CB ran in the direction, but the rest of the team appeared not to care, and KL should be able to walk away. But for Radiant, it's a good trade. They pick up the Aegis, they force out Haunt, and they get one extra kill on top. Though Dire are minding their lanes. They've shoved out the side lanes earlier, they shoved out the mid lane recently as well, so 5 dudes cannot get any buildings quite yet.
Yeah, despite going a 0 for 1 trade, and also using Haunt, it's still almost in favor of the. Well, it's not in favor of the Dire, but it could have gone a lot worse. They force out Serpent Wards, so taking a tower is a lot harder. And I'm surprised the Knicks didn't just snipe that pipe off the courier.
That's what I was thinking. Like, KL's just sitting there waiting. He was stalking CB for a while, but saw the beast and got a little bit scared. It is a tower trade, though. Dire, they pick up the top tier 1 tower, but it is at the expense of their bottom tier 2 tower. We're seeing KL now cut the creep blade, but Radiant already have one hit high ground. Do Dire have a glyph right now? They do. They will use it, but I'm not even sure the wave will die. Radiant will glyph. We'll keep it alive for now. And now high ground is certainly endangered. Aegis, 3 more minutes of uptime on it. And Dire are not even there to defend it. They're TPing in now, but the tower is already dead. Avalanche racks are being sieged. KL is there. Flupper is in the fountain. And the defense has not arrived yet. Hoof Stomp is there. Onto KL. Melstrike is there. Down goes Nyx. That man was eviscerated. And now the melee racks are dead. Range racks are dead. And Dire are now going in with the Spectral Dagger on Hyper, but it's only to farm these wards. And Radiant, they move to the middle racks. Dire have not really put up a defense yet. Now in comes Lars. He wants to defend. Goes onto Notorious. Notorious is low. Metro Man went in, kills Notorious. Now we're seeing a good Earthspike on 3. Stampede is used. Radiant are on the run. Can Dire chase? PMA's trying to fight. He rages, he runs. Peripheral, though, has that Aegis. He turns. He sideblades. He's doing a lot of damage. Kills a courier at that, but now he's in danger. Turns to KL, but Aegis is lost. Haunt now is there. In comes Hyper, looking for CB. We're going to see Peripheral return. Hoof Stomp is there, Tackles are there, onto Macho Man. Now Peripheral is stunned, he has Refraction, he's trying to fight. In comes PMA, trying to save his man TA. As that happens, Flupper finally goes down to TA, but they kill the Templar Assassin.
DCBM pause feels weird.
This fight is pretty wild and crazy so far. We've seen a bit of an isolated situation. We've seen Macho Man fighting with the Beast and CB. They hit him with the shackles earlier, and now you see Peripheral went down there. He was in that 4v2 fight with PMA. PMA, though, was not enough to keep that man alive, and Flupper is back. He is dead, regardless. And now Dire will head on over to Lifestealer, we're assuming. Actually, they don't really have any tools to find him, but they might try nonetheless.
They can use them. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, they can. Yules, and then by that time they use that, they'll have Impale. And he doesn't have Rage for 12, so it's Yules, Impale,
Nothing.
Then they'll have Remnant eventually, for his Rage.
Yules, Impale, nothing. There's no way they kill that man.
He's got 1800 HP. Spectre actually is Manta in 4. This is actually doable, unironically. If CB and the Beast stick the Macho Man, it's unironically a kill. But I'm 100% sure 5 dudes will rotate up to help the Lifestealer, right?
Well, Hoof Stomp isn't quite off CD yet. I think he's in the middle of the animation of Double Edge, maybe, or just a right click. So I don't think he's going to stun Macho Man, so he'll probably come up to help, and I'm assuming CB will help if he does get got
He's in the middle of Double Edge. Look at the animation. Close up.
Yeah, I don't know if that is...
It looks like Double Edge.
Oh, wheel!
It looks like Double... I'm in Showcase mode right now. It looks like Double Edge.
His, his ability is not green as if he was using it.
You might be right, actually. I think it might be the Night Stalker cosmetics that make them look like that.
Oh, look at the damage numbers in showcase mode.
Wait, is that minus 16? Initially, if you turn it around, it gives you 61. Is it, it's 16, right, in this case?
I don't know if it's 16 or 61, to be honest.
I mean, it makes sense to be... It had probably the minus symbol on the left, right? So probably gotta be minus 16, right?
I'd like to point out, if you zoom in far enough, Centaur is having some facial twitches right now. His mouth is twitching, and so is his eyes.
I mean, clearly the Beast is not happy with being paused right now. This is a man who likes his action. His hero is reflecting that one right now.
If you zoom in on Shadow Shaman, you cannot see his face. He is too drunk from his bottle of...
Actually, no, if you pan down, you can see his nose. It's like sniffing all his moonshine right now.
I can't pan down my scroll wheel.
You don't need... Just use your left mouse button and drag.
I didn't know how that's worked, but okay.
You see the Shaman's face is moving. Got that brimmed hat, but it's not enough brim to hide his face at this angle.
Lifestealer's face is actually frozen.
That's that's a cold killer right there, man. Who does not need to fidget around in pauses.
Am I seeing stuff, or did he just buy Yasha during pause?
Who, the Spectre? The TA?
No, the Lifestealer. I think he bought it during pause. Or at least it assembled in his stash during pause. At least that's what it looked like.
There's no way, right? There's no way, right? There's gotta be no way. This has been there the whole time, we haven't noticed it.
Nyx has Bullwhip and Quick Buy. Can't currently afford it.
You cannot afford a neutral head of his. Do they have Bullwhip? Actually, they have it on the Radiance. Dire
do have it.
Yeah, I do have it.
I'm assuming he can't buy it during the pause, so he's just put it in his Quick Buy so he can buy it and keep playing.
If you are just joining us, though, we are in the middle of a pause. 5 dudes are taken on if only you are older. 5 dudes have had the better of recent engagements. They are up by now by 7k. They got the full set of barracks in the bottom lane. We are currently in a pause. We are quite not sure where Flupper is. We're seeing Macho Man in a fight for his life with his fellow offlaner, the Beast of USC. So we're seeing PMA, who is currently being run out by 3, but probably is going to be fine there in that engagement, so... I think Macho Man can just grab the Invis Rune and get away, right?
I'd assume so.
If CB chases, he can use the dust, and then Macho Man goes down, maybe? CB fast enough to get there, though?
I don't know.
It's 1050 radius. He's moving 30 movement speed slower than Macho Man. Let's not be up in one. Yeah, he'll be in range of dust, actually, the Ghost Stomp.
Well, he has his phase active, and Night Stalker does not. That is why he is faster.
Macho Man will be able to phase, but if CB preemptively dust before the Invis Rune is grabbed, I'm looking at Radiant Vision. 100% sure they can see this Invis Rune, so they'll be aware that it might be Macho Man's plan of, hey, I'm gonna run here down and to the right. I'll grab the Invis Rune, hopefully buy time for me to blink away. But if CB is cognizant of the existence of that fun little 1 in 12 orb that is purple shaped over here, then he can always counter it out with the dust appearance.
Darkness, hunger.
Alright, Badger, I'm going to all chat on pause for 33 seconds so that we'll have more to talk about when you need to repause.
No, don't say that. That actually gives away the line isn't that buyback. That's technically tactical information.
The mystery deepens.
I know it's it seems I'm not sure if either team. Oh, we did it. We're back. We've returned to Dota 2. We're still alive. We're still in good spirits. Both teams are saying the G. Kind of forgot where I was. I look at Macho Man first. Beast of East has to stomp, will hit it there. Meanwhile, back to PMA. PMA runs away back to the Beast. He's running at Macho Man. Macho Man goes down though, back to CB. Alaris is there, but now Alaris is in danger. Simulate is UCB will go down. They now move to KL. Ice Pass is there onto the real Slayer Green. KL though is stunned by Hoof Stomp, will go down back to Alaris. He should be fine. And he will be fine. Ice Blast is now ending. He will simply walk away unless the Beast somehow finds him with the Splint Dagger. Somehow. Yeah, Yules is there. He will walk away, but for the what was that? Oh,
he's still going.
He's still going, but now in comes Flupper, has the Air Spike, has returned from his hiatus from this Dota game. There's an Infest as well onto the Beast, giving him a little bit extra HP and a little bit extra move speed to walk on out of the Dire base. Radiant, though, are still in a good spot. They are now taking control of this Dire side of the map. Now playing outside the sort of circle may be dangerous for if only you were older. You'll have to see. If you're Dire, what is your play you make to get back in this game at this point?
Certainly don't have my Spectre anywhere near my base right now. I'm telling him to go farm, because right now he's your only method back into this game. You can maybe find a pick with Finger of Death. However, this is very difficult. In theory, Radiant should be playing together at all times. So you can maybe go for a smoke play. They're trying to hold on to their triangle, but this man just runs into high ground, no vision, no cares in the world. 2,500 HP, 47% physical resistance, as well as the Vanguard passive, as well as the pipe. This man is not dying.
He didn't even commit the blink either to go in there. He's just waiting, being patient, letting Dire respond, and Dire, unsurprisingly, squirmed away from that one, not wanting to face the Beast in melee. This is certainly a good position to be in if you're a fan of Five Dudes. They certainly need some wins in their current situation, and as this game currently stands, they are in a good position to pick up one right now. Dire, though, not giving up quite yet. They're playing conservative, patient Dota, but Radiant might say, you know what, we will farm the map. If you don't want to leave your base, then we too will not enter your base, and we will farm this much of the map, while you will farm in this much of the map. And of course, that larger circle has more farm in it, so could be a sad time for the Dire.
What that? How much money do you get for killing an ancient?
You mean the thing at the center here that has the game condition on it?
Yeah, like how much money? You get money for killing every other building. How much money do you get for killing an ancient? Nobody knows.
That's like asking how many points a king is worth in chess. That's kind of a non sequitur. If it dies, the game is over.
Tota's unsolved mysteries. How much gold is an ancient worth?
I don't think it has a number assigned to it, sir.
How much gold is an outpost worth? It has a health bar. It's 450 health. Just kill it. It's not that hard.
Ay. We are seeing Peripheral. He is running at Flupper. The Flupper blinked away. Radiant tried to smoke over to catch the Dire, but Dire got away in time. It's actually very good. Radiant are grouped as 5 currently. Dire are shoving in 2 side lanes, so they are accomplishing what they can. Now the Radiant go in. Stomp is there on 2-2. Trap is used as well, but actually only there Macho Man. Ice Blast comes in. Will hit on 1. Flupper may be in danger. Blinks up in 5, but they will not pursue that man. They will let him walk away, and
I know what that man said when he got hit by a blast.
I can imagine, but Radiants are now just being patient. They're not running it into the high ground quite yet. Dire, though, they're smoking, I believe, on 2. Possibly out to find a pick off, knowing the Radiant are a little bit less grouped. They have their vision, seeing that. Can they find TA, perhaps? They find him. Hex is there. Now, in comes Batman. Artorius tries to save him. Force Staff is there. TA is trying to escape. Finger is there. TA is low, and TA will go down. It's traded for Flupper. Now, in comes Serpentworks. In comes BKB from Night Stalker. They're seeing Alaris. Fight Notorious. Notorious will die. CB will die as well. And now they go to Hyper. Hyper is low. Haunt is there. Onto PMA. PMA is still running at that man. Hyper is low. There's a stun now onto the 2. Impale was there. Now PMA and the Beast are in danger, but they will kill KL.
They cannot die.
PMA is half HP, runs at Alaris. Alaris is low on spells. Is there a stop in time? No, there is not. He pump faked a little bit, missing the timing.
It was a void.
Okay, that would do it.
Continue.
And Dire, they show life. It was the fight they needed. They got a kill on the TA, kill some support, and they delay Radiant's attempts to break the remaining high ground structures.
They do have the diffuser blade now completed on the Spectre.
Yes, she is accelerating her farm. She's now third in net worth, actually ahead of Templar Assassin. A little shocking on that one, but TA has been focused in recent fights. Radiant, though, they actually are beginning to regroup, perhaps looking for that ultimate smoke to end the game. They are, of course, scouting the Roshan pits. It will be alive in 1 minute, so a relatively early respawn, but instead they will go right now. They invest into Centaur, and they may run into Dire heroes being smoked. Dire have vision, actually have vision of the smoke. They should be 100% aware now what's going on. Question is, where are Radiant going? They're going to run in the mid lane, looking for a straggler, but they will not find one.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
They might find Nyx if they have detection, because their smoke did break.
Yeah, it did break, but they did not use detection heal. They're trying to put the bot lane. Stampede is there. Dagger to Spectre. Spectre is in danger. Dash is there. Hits are there. Shackle is there. Hyper, no longer there. Dead for 70 seconds.
They don't need detection, they'll just kill Spectre instead.
Now, they had their eyes on the prize. They were not thinking, hey, how do we kill a measly Nyx assassin? They're thinking, hey, how do we kill the enemy win condition, this Spectre? And they certainly find her.
They do have a wave coming in bottom, so they can pressure this mid tower despite their other two waves being shoved.
And they will now go in there with the beast. Has that retaliate starting to kill that tower. It is a... And actually, they head top instead on Centaur to get the retaliate damage in and cut the wave.
That's some big brain. You can do more damage to the tower than you can do to the barracks.
It's actually kind of hilarious. He will blink away, though. He does not want to overstay his welcome. They will instead, though, head to the Roshan pit, the TA trap. It scouts that one out quite easily. They'll force the Dire to leave their base towards the Roshan pit for what could be a very hard fight for the Dire to execute.
Yeah, I don't think you can test this as the Dire.
They do not have a smoke either, so they will be very hard to approach that one.
They are just running at it, though.
Aren't they now the smoke, actually? Radiant, though, might have an idea. The problem is Roshan, already dead. Aegis Cheese, Shard, on the ground. Alright, they grabbed it eventually. Remnant is there, but now in comes Stop onto Alaris. Seeing a Haunt, they're looking for CB. CB goes down. Now Alaris is in danger. He will get away, but Notorious will not. Full supports on Radiant are dead. Shaman will buy back, and now Lifestealer is trying to go in. He's talked, he's losing now. Stampede is there, but Cheese is used. Finger. Now their Macho Man is in danger. He's low, he's BKB, he's taking a lot of damage, but now the Beast is very low. Serpent Wars are used. They're trying to fight. In comes more jump. They're looking to kill somebody. CB is the one who dies, as is the Beast who is East, but it's a trade for Macho Man. Now Hyper, trying to run away from the TA and the Lifestealer. Hits are there, Nustrick is there, he needs one more hit, and Hyper will go down. Now they move to Alaris. But Alaris, it's a Void Spirit, should survive on this one. And even will taunt up TA, and will get away. For Radiant, that was actually somewhat disastrous. But they now will lose the line. Oh, he will blink away barely in time, actually. And now Artorius Ice Blast misses, but now Cold Feet is there. Flupper will go down there too. Ancient Apparition once again. And it was a very fragmented fight. In the very end, though, Radiant still have the Aegis on TA. They have a BKB as well. They can go to fight if they want to. And force the issue down the middle line.
You know, it's when you get the most gold for killing the Beast of US East. Almost 700 gold for killing this man.
I mean, it's still number one in net worth. There's a lot right now. PMA and TA are hitting the barracks, though. Melees are dead. Remnant is there, but now in comes PMA into the TA. She's chilling. She's waiting. Ice Blast comes in. Will hit on KL. But ultimately, Radiant will regroup in the Dire side jungle.
They now have BKB complete on TA, and she gets given the Roshan shard, so her traps will now silence. Bit of a problem for potentially for this Void Spirit.
Yeah, that could be huge. We've seen a lot of these fights, Void Spirit has simply gotten away. But with the silence, well, might not be so easy. Dire actually baiting Hyper Bottom, kind of, but they'll lead into his own devices as Radiant slowly begin to once again set up for high ground push. Though their top lane is not in a great spot, it will eventually arrive. The Beast has arrived, though. He's looking to say, you know what, we want to push. We're strong, let's do this. TA, let's do it. They both hit. Ranger Axe destroyed on that one.
They also have
up.
So
That's what now?
Serpent Wards.
And they will now commit it for that last set of barracks. Once again, see it infest inside TA. The Beast is hitting the tower as well. Tower dead. Rax once again in danger. Dire, they're now going to backlines looking for heroes. Finger is there. Notorious still alive. KL comes in but cannot kill Notorious. Now we're seeing, as that happens, Dire Core is going to Radiant supports. Radiant Core is going to Dire supports. Flupper dead. He buys back. Rax dead. CB dead. Back to the buildings. They're all dead. Back to TA. She's being hit by 2, but she's now being run at. Our Notorious dead. Centaur taunted. They Mail Strike onto Sawyer Green. He's still alive. Down goes KL though. They move to the Beast. The Beast is quite tanky. And Dire are split up. They're TPing back to their fountain. But it is an utter and complete disaster for them now. They are running out of things to defend. And Radiant will retreat all 3 cores.
Radiant only lose 2 supports to take Rex, while Dire lose 2 supports and have to buy backup.
These fights are, once again, very split up right now.
I think A actually got his Aeon Disc delivered halfway through that fight.
I believe so, yeah.
He didn't have it on the initial jump.
Ooh, Dire actually find the TA. Hex is there. Silence is there. They want this kill. Earthspike is there. Impale is there. They will actually pop the Aegis, but out in comes the Beast looking to bail his man out, and they see the Beast in their realm. The problem is KL is caught, and if he dies, it'll be a dieback. It will be a dieback. So now Nyx will not be with us for 70 more seconds, has no means to return. And Radiant may look to force as 5 into 4. They have a hasted, infested TA. They go onto Flupper, and Flupper is destroyed there by the damage from TA. Now down low to tier 4s. One is dead, the other one will die, and Dire, it's time for the last ditch defense. Stomp is there on Hyper, but certain wards are dropped. The Ancient, it's already dropping low. Hyper trying to run away. BKB is being popped by the Radiant. They go on to Sawyer Green. Sawyer Green is low, and the GG is called.
I don't think you should have people pre-muted in lobby.
Shut up. Regardless, though, 5 dudes pick up a Game 1 victory. Got a little bit hairy there at parts, but for 5 dudes, it was still a fairly decisive Game 1 victory. They played it quite well, and they have to be content with a win. It's certainly a win they needed. It's a win they picked up. They're now up to 3-6. If you're 5 dudes, you still have a hell of a lot more wins to get, though. I think you need at least, like, probably 7 to get in the playoffs, at least 6. Same thing for Decide if only you were older. Well, it's time to run the table. They're now 0-7. They need some wins. Looking at the game we just saw, though, what do you have for us, Artorius?
I think Dire did a good job trying to shut down the Lifestealer, but the problem was they didn't stay on the Lifestealer, so Lifestealer just eventually kind of came back into the game. So then they started prioritizing this TA, which slowed down the TA's game a bit. But the problem was they just had 3 cores on the Radiant, like, hyper farmed. And they just weren't able to ever really catch up. Beast of USC played phenomenally this game. He just went this unkillable build, and he didn't have a Blink Dagger, which kind of felt bad in a couple fights, but he just couldn't die, so they never really were able to lose an objective on the Radiant, because they might lose a fight like 3-2, but they still had the Centaur standing in front of their towers. So it was very hard for Dire to achieve anything around the map. And before this Lion had any mobility items like a Blink Dagger, he wasn't really able to join the fights because there's just this big Centaur standing in the way. So you had these kind of like split up fights all over the place because nobody in the Dire really wanted to touch Centaur, but obviously he wanted to touch anyone he could, in a sense. So he really split up the fights, and it made it difficult for the Dire, who were probably more looking to have multiple heroes on one hero during a Night Stalker silence or during a Lion Hex or a Nyx engagement, but they couldn't get multiple heroes on one hero due to the fact that they have the Centaur in the way. And if anyone's trying to fight Lifestealer 1v1, they're not winning. If anyone's trying to fight TA 1v1, unless it's a Spectre, they're probably not winning. So you have these scenarios where the Radiant heroes are perfectly happy that they may not have their Centaur near them because they were perfectly fine on their own.
If you're if you were the side of if only were older, what adjustments do you make going into game number 2? Is it through the draft? Is it through the lanes? What do you need to change to even the series up?
I think you picked your offlane earlier. If the enemy is going to ban 7 offlaners, they kind of got trapped into picking a hero that I guess they were just comfortable on, because there wasn't really an offlaner that it's like that was just obvious to pick. Like typically when you see an anti-mage, you're just like, all right, I'm picking Legion Commander or. But they saw a Lifestealer, and all these heroes that typically beat out a Lifestealer were all banned. And all these heroes that were kind of like just blink initiations or follow-up damage to blink initiations were also all banned. So there wasn't much left to choose from. So they kind of just had to take whatever felt decent to them and they were comfortable on.
Alright then, if you're 5 dudes, what do you need to adjust? Or are you completely fine running the exact same sort of macro game plan, exact same sort of draft plan into game number 2?
I think their draft was good. Obviously, the supports aren't going to feel too good playing into this Spectre. However, with that Centaur Ags, they were able to live for quite some time. And the Radiant could just hit buildings regardless. So I think their draft was fine. They picked comfort heroes all around. And I like the fact that they had 2 active heroes that could play, as well as the Lifestealer who built for active play. So it didn't matter which core on the map was being pressured. The other 2 could still farm or join fights. So I think that was a really good meta way of playing the current patch. The current patch isn't really like, let's have one hyper carry, or like, let's have like a hyper carry and like a really solid mid and a space maker. It's kind of just like 3 cores that are all even, and I think 5 average dudes did that perfectly.
You had to give an MVP for game 1? Is it the Beast of US East?
Yeah, I think that one's kind of obvious. He was just so farmed and so tanky. He just ran around these fights, just forcing plays to happen. Like, you just see him blink on the enemy high ground. There's just nothing they can do about it, and he just walks away like, we can't kill anybody here.
Alright, we are into game number 2. Looks like 5 dudes will once again be on the side of the Radiant. This time the first pick will go to if only you're older. Alright, what was that?
Do you like the opening ban?
I'm sorry, this is too much. We've been skirting around for an hour and a half now, but yeah, I do. I think it makes sense, you know. We saw last night, Ape Sims played AA twice, won both games. 5 dudes open with the AA, win that game, and 1-year-old say, you know what, we're just gonna ban it. We're just gonna first ban the AA. They do not want to deal with the mental duress dealing with AA anymore. We do see a Mars opener for the Dire. They actually followed your advice, first pick Dolphin rather than wait till 24 pick, but I will be right back. Gotta grab some more water. I'll see you soon. Don't get me banned from Twitch.
But they had first pick Badger. They could have just picked AA. Hasn't lost in the last 3 games.
5 seconds.
Well, so we do see a change up. They first picked their offlaner, so it can't be banned out.
Dire team
5 hours dudes go for the Lion and Centaur again. Don't know how much I like Centaur into Mars. It's okay, but it's not fantastic, as you can't just ult and run away if you're inside of Mars ulti.
10
At least
seconds remaining.
that is how the matchup works in theory.
5
Doesn't always happen that way in the game. Yes, Doss was used to his team carrying him. I don't know anyone who has an injured back from playing 2 seasons on the Eternal Kings. I'm just kidding, my back is fine. Well, not entirely. My back is more hurt from SCDA packs, but that's a different story. We see the Undying picked for the Dire.
10 seconds remaining.
Good at countering strength heroes.
5 seconds remaining.
There also isn't anybody yet to kill the Tomb. And if it is a Lion Center offlane,
Radiant
I'm sure Undying doesn't feel too bad into that. Doss doesn't need to find success. He's already won. A previous season, at least.
I am back. What did I miss?
An Undying pick.
10 seconds remaining.
Alright, what of die did I miss?
I flamed Doss. That's about it.
That's fair. Speaking of DOS, actually, I was thinking about it when I was pouring the water. Like, what is the average age of the DOS podcast? 'Cause DOS is 34, and Artorius and Bulljacks have to be near 30, right?
10 seconds remaining.
I think Artorius is like 24 or 25.
5 seconds.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll be. I don't know, I've guessed that.
I actually don't know how old Bulljax is. I feel like he's probably told me in the past and I've just forgot. I'm not good at retaining information.
You've teamed with him a number of times, right?
No, I've only teamed with him once.
Once.
And it's I've only played 2 games with him
Remaining.
and on that team so far.
Huh. I just realized I had the wrong win-loss up for 5 dudes. That's better.
Can't even mark the win correctly.
They didn't mark it in the lobby. It's hard for me to mark it in the OBS.
Brain dead caster.
0 comment.
Or why don't you have 3.4k viewers like BSJ does right now?
Because I'm not BSJ.
But you're better than BSJ. You beat him to the best.
That's definitely how being better at Dota works. Winning absolutely once would do that.
Yeah.
I have a lifetime win-loss, positive win-loss record against AUI. Must be better than AUI, totally.
Yeah, it's like Snow's better than AUI because he solo killed him 1v2 in lane. I don't know that one either. Okay.
I don't want to comment on that one.
Dire team pick.
We do have an Abaddon pick, though. That'll be the, we're assuming the 5 pick for 5 dudes for the Notorious hero. I think it makes sense for that.
Could be a carry.
Come on now.
10 seconds.
I mean, did you see Near play carry Abaddon? That shit was OP.
That's also near.
Seconds remaining.
I would be shocked though if it's anything but a 5 arrow. Certainly it's possible, but once again, I'd be shocked if it was anything but a 5 arrow.
Radiant team.
And they go with Lena actually. That'll be what we're assuming the 4 pick for Older. So that'll be a Mars Lena lane.
Could be a 4 mid flex.
That is also true. I believe actually we saw this exact lane last night. I think Karan and Fun played Mars Lena last night, so.
It was DK Lena.
Seconds remaining.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, it was DK Lena. You're right.
5
Dang.
seconds remaining.
They both are red, tanky strength offlaners. I'm content with that.
Time to pick Terrorblade.
It wouldn't show. I mean, it's banned this time, luckily, but.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. Seems like a good TB game, but TB is banned. Dire. They have identified that PMA wants to play that hero, and they have appropriately banned it out.
Just realized some people on the Dire might not be too happy that I was flaming BSJ because I said Badger is better than BSJ. But it's true, Badger's better than BSJ.
I'm not better than BSJ. I have one BO3 win in him a very, very long time ago, but that was
Before I was born.
before Reborn, I think. It was a long time ago.
That was before I started playing Dota then, because I started playing Dota like a month before Reborn came out.
Jesus. I feel old now.
At least a couple months in.
I actually feel so old right now from this conversation.
10 seconds.
I actually haven't been playing Dota that long. I think the only one that I can think of in lads that hasn't been playing Dota as long as me is PMA.
Yeah, I'm at the point now where I've been washed up for longer than a lot of people who are watching this cast right now if you've been playing Dota. That's crazy to me.
Dire team ban.
Alright, there is a Leshrac pick though for the side of the Dire, so it's PL for 5 dudes. And as a result, Older pick out the Leshrac pick. They directly look to counterpick the PL. They go with the mid Leshrac there to get that AoE damage, keep the PL down as much as possible.
10 seconds.
Which means Dire are looking at a carry pick. Radiant are looking at a mid pick.
Seconds
And Radiant will have the 24 pick to get said mid pick.
Alright, Dire are going to pick. Let's see.
team ban.
I don't know what Dire are gonna pick, but Radiant are gonna pick Invoker.
I think it makes sense.
10 seconds.
They don't have the greatest tools to combo with the Invoker, but it makes a lot of sense.
5
Invoker or Ember.
That seems about right, yeah. In both those heroes lane well enough into Leshrac. They both make sense macro-wise for Radiant's game plan.
Radiant team
I see it.
Watch them make me look like an absolute idiot and pick something like Tinker.
Now it seems a little bit rough this game. Into the Undying and also into the Leshrac lane. Also, Timber's also banned.
Actually, what would you pick into PL here? On carry.
Something that either builds Battle Fury, builds Mjolnir, or has a built-in AoE ability.
Ah, Earthshaker.
5 seconds.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, let's
No
go with the B Fury into Maelstrom Earthshaker. Great idea. Thanks, Artorius.
You don't need B Fury on Shaker. You just buy Act. It gives you clean.
Listen, you're going full pretending. I want to go even further pretending.
I don't know what I said in the cast when what you call it, War Machine. I won't dox him. When War Machine said bet, I don't know what I said. You'll have to Discord messaging me. Tell me what I said. Probably said something really dumb. Because I say a lot of things that are really dumb.
Yeah, it's not too out of the ordinary. They go for the troll though. Hero who can potentially buy Maelstrom, potentially buy that B Fury. Has the AoE blind there on the axes. So hero who should relatively well match up into the PL.
I know what you should pick here on the diet and on the Radiant.
What would that be?
10
OD.
seconds remaining.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Save hero. Fucking owns half their heroes.
We have not seen as much OD though in the recent meta, so I'm not sure if it's on their mind right now. Alright.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed. They go for the Bat Rider, which is not what I expected actually.
Broken hero, change my mind.
They don't really have any means to purge off the napalm, but I'm sure they will buy it. They'll buy a Yule's-on Lash, they'll buy a Yule's-on Mars. They'll probably buy some kind of purge on the troll, perhaps a Manta style. So they will eventually get that napalm stuff off him, but
Or you could just, BKB.
you know what? BKB against Bat Rider is kind of sad though, because obviously there's a lasso. So
Yeah, but you 100% need a BKB this game.
oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Looking at the two drafts though, give me a breakdown and what do you prefer of the two drafts.
Wait, the curse is lifted. Radiant won last time. I said their draft was better. I'm gonna have to go with Radiant again. I think they have the tools to deal with this Leshrac and Troll Warlord. And they also have the save on the Abaddon to deal with Mars ulti. Mars's game becomes a whole lot harder when the enemy team has a save. Because you need to spear the person backwards towards your team inside of your ulti. Otherwise, typically the person with the save can just save them on that edge of the wall if you spear them forward or sideways.
Alright then. If you are just joining us though, welcome to game number 2 of this 2-game melee between the side of If Only We Were Older on the Dire and 5 average dudes in the Radiant. 5 dudes picked up a victory in game number 1, and my name is Badger. I'm once again joined by the Artorius, and hopefully game 2 can be a pretty competitive affair. Had to adjust my OBS again to put up the words of who won game 1, because, of course it was not tagged for game 1. When is it ever? There's 2 captains that tag it up properly. Dire though actually are grouped as 5 right now. They have a smoke right now. They do not. But they are running up regardless towards the Radiant side track camp. They want to draw first blood. Now, the Radiant should see them. They will see Macho Man. The Beast is in the area. Impale is there. Or sorry, the Earthquake are only on 1. Now, Split Earth is actually missed. The Beast is now trying to run away. Is there more stuns? No, there's not. And the Beast will simply walk away there with that bracer. We're just seeing a tip come out on the Macho Man, perhaps for skilling God's Rebuke rather than Spear. Not exactly sure why. But there certainly will not be 4 bounty runes for the side of Older this time. They will only get 2, and there will not be a pre-horn First Blood this time either.
think on top of the fact that he skills God Rebuke and didn't stun him, it pushed him outside of Split Earth.
That is
So-
definitely non-ideal. Definitely not what you want to do on that first blood attempt, but it happens sometimes.
Hmm.
Alright, if we're looking at lanes, where do you expect interesting things to happen in this game?
There's probably going to be a lot top. Obviously, Troll Warlord and Undying, both aggressive laners. Probably nothing really bottom. I guess there might be some deaths on PL or Abaddon, but I don't really think anything the other way. But I think it'll also be an interesting mid lane, as both of those heroes have high kill potential.
We need to watch for the stacks and the Lars, but here he has 9 stick charges, so he's already having a fun time there on Lash with 9 whole stick charges. Top lane, CB might actually be in danger. He's slowed by Hyper. DK is up. It will be... Actually, will not be used. Instead, they'll use on the BCBS East. Hyper took a lot of damage. Now the slow is there on the Beast. Beast is being run at. Now CB is trading. Hyper is low. The Beast is low. And the Soul Rip from Flupper will secure first blood there on the Beast of the US East. And in less than 2 minutes, he's equaled his number of deaths from last game.
Yep.
He's certainly done a bit of a better job already in addressing the hero in the lane. Saw last game, he kind of ran over the lane. This game, he's more even so far. I guess she didn't run over the lane until later in the laning phase, though. Wasn't really running over minute 2, so there's still time for that to change, potentially. Bottom lane, Masterman took a good bit of damage, but he is going to be A-okay. Not going to go down in this case. Middle lane, yeah, usual Bat Rider stuff. We're seeing Sawyer Green slink away to grab runes with 10 stick charges. He does not want to be here right now, I guarantee you that much. Alright, they are once again headed over to the Beast. Earthspike is on cooldown currently, so there is no attempt there quite yet that could be stopped. But there remains no kills quite yet. No kills after the first blood, I should say. Apparently 2 games in a row, we have forgotten that first blood existed, or at least I forgot first blood existed.
I forget the second time.
Bottom lane, though, Artorius is low, so is Matroman. PMA is trying to fight there, but salves will get popped. Matroman salves, Artorius salves, both will be fine.
Is it just me, or am I not the only one who always forgets that Bat Rider's an intelligence hero, despite having more starting strength and the same strength gain as intelligence?
You can blame Ice Frog on that one. Because you used to have a hell of a lot more in-game back in the day, but kind of moved that one. CB is being run out by Flupper. Flupper actually might get the kill here. Has Mangoes, has Soul Rip. We have an Earthspike, though, onto Flupper, so there will be no kill quite yet. Larsto actually might be in danger. There are 5 stacks on him. Will be 6 stacks soon. He does not commit the Firefly in, though. Does not want to go in quite yet. Perhaps scared of being turned on by the level 3 Edict that Sawyer Green has right now.
I think on top of that, he didn't quite have enough mana to really go for that kill.
Alright, good splitter there from Sawyer Green. Denies the water rune. All chat lines and runs back to safety of his tower again. Both teams are relatively even in all of these lanes right now. Is anything out of the ordinary, or is this what you expect for these lanes here?
I think kind of expected. Top lane, they have a bit of a aggressive lane, but for the most part, all of these lanes are just farming lanes.
We saw another splitter attempt that this time, though, was not hit. Sorghum's looking to be aggressive. Meanwhile, top lane, Hoofstomp is there on to try and save CB from that Tombstone. Now Tombstone is still alive. They turn to the beast. The right clicks are there from Hyper and Flupper. It's a Narc on the top lane and looking for CB as well. CB is being run at. First spike was missed this time, but CB is still alive. Flupper wants to kill him. DK is there. CB is low, but CB is not quite dead. Flupper's attacking his tower and is trying to find this kill. But then again, same can be true for CB. Flupper's in way deep under tower now. He's scouted down the creeps even. And might go down eventually. The beast is now looking. You now see him on the wave, and he'll try to deny to this tier 2 tower. And he will deny to the tier 2 tower. But for the Dire, I'm sure you're happy with that one still.
Yeah, I think they still picked up the XP on the Lion, so not the end of the world.
Yeah, make a little bit of space for Hyper there by both killing the beast and distracting him after he respawns. Making space there for your soul to get some creeps, some much needed creeps in this lane. We have not looked at bottom too much, but PMA and Nacho Man are relatively even in farm right now. PMA is slightly behind, but in the very end it probably shouldn't matter too much in either direction. Middle lane, it's relatively even as well. Sour Green is slightly ahead, but once again, not too significant either direction. Top lane, Tombstone is committed, they want to kill CB. CB is being gone. As happens, bottom lane, the Artorius went down. Now Earthspike is there on 2, Hoofstomp is there. Tombstone will go down, Slow Up was used, but CB is still alive. Now the Beast is trying to fight, but must run under that tower. So Dire get the better end of the trade, but they find neither kill. As happens though, bottom lane, they actually do win the trade. They get the kill there onto Artorius. Yeah, CB is sorry, what was that?
I was going to say, they do not have the Vanguard in the top lane, so it should be harder to bring down Beast of US East. Not impossible, it's just harder to bring down.
Yeah, it's a little slower than last game, but it's still, you know, pretty early Bracer Vanguard timing. And now, he actually was being run at taking a lot of damage earlier, is going to be a hell of a lot harder to kill. Hex is now there on Hyper. Is there? Yeah, there's a air spike. There's a hoof stomp. Double edge. Hyper is still alive. They're trying to get that kill. They will not find it though. He's a bit too tanky. Had a few too many stick charges. Now Fluffer is running as CB. Does not have Tombstone, and will also need to run away. Alright then. It is a 3-1 in terms of kill score, though 5 dudes are slightly ahead in terms of gold. Middle lane, we thought we might see some action, but nothing's happened quite yet. Both Soya Green and Peripheral have been content to hit some creeps. Yep.
I'm surprised there hasn't been a kill with both of their ultis up.
Sorkin's been doing a good job so far of staying away from lasso range. He knows that, hey, if I get lassoed and Firefly is used, I might just be dead. He's recognizing, hey, this Bat Rider hero needs to kill me. If he doesn't, then hey, I will just farm stuff eventually. It'll be a-okay. We are seeing a smoke play, though, from CB. They want to secure this kill on the Shrek, but he is currently under the tower. Now, in comes Arena. They have a smoke from Dire as well, but the spear was missed. Lasso is now there onto Lesh. Finger actually kills Alara, so it'll be a 1-for-1 trade, and now Lina is low, goes down, and somehow, despite 4 heroes committing to that one, Radiant win that engagement 2 kills to 1. Now making it a 3rd one onto Flupper. Flupper went to deny his own Tombstone, but he's being run up by Artorius and CB. He's slowed. Artorius has that shield, and the shield breaking should secure the kill there. Never mind, the miscoil will do it instead. 3 kills for the Radiants in the mid lane. Dire commit 4 and lose 3.
That looked so bad for the Radiant. And then that Finger shows up just in time. Good lasso, and then just almost keeps Neff alive with that 2-mana spike.
Even then, even though Neff died, it was still a lot of very important counter kills there.
It was still very worth it too, though. Neff got the experience.
Now they once again run out of Lars. There's 6 stacks on him from Batrider. Lasso apparently was not needed this time. They simply ran at him with CB, Notorious, and Peripheral, and he went down there in the jungle. And now for Leshrac, who was having a pretty good game, well, suddenly his game is now suffering a bit more. He's only 4th in net worth now, a bit behind that Batrider. And well, you look at who's number 1 in net worth for a good bit there. It was the same old suspect from last game. It was the Beast of US East, though now we are seeing Bat has taken that crown for now.
Oh, no, it's back. He's doing it.
We're all rooting for the Beast of US East here.
I don't care if he wins, loses, whatever. Just be top net worth. Easy.
That'd be pretty impressive if you're top net worth in the losing game on Centaur.
So we will see this troll go for the Maelstrom. Picking up that Javelin should be capable of dealing with the Beast of USC's Vanguard because of it.
Meanwhile, though, top lane is looking for Hyper and for KL. Battle Trance is used, the Beast is in danger, Root is there, but in comes Bat. Brina is there, only onto 1, they have the Bat inside, the Hyper is now dead. Laguna is used, now it's 1-for-1 trade, and Dire need more, they're running at the Beast. Split Earth is there, Centaur goes down, Radiant are now TPing, CB gets away, Notorious though, not going to be so lucky. Might look for a counter kill on somebody, but he instead will get brought down there by the overwhelming stun of the Dire. It's a 3-for-1 trade again. This time, in favor of the Dire.
And a throwback from last night, the real winner of this fight is the PL.
Oh my god, let's not do that again. It was funny at first, and then we said it like 17 times, and just... We both created and killed the meme in like an hour and a half flat.
No, the best one was when it's the real winner of this fight is Winter Wyvern.
Or CB too. Just farming alone.
In the bot lane.
That's fantastic. Top lane though, the Beast is once again hitting that tower with Retaliate. It will die pretty soon. Flopper might go further than I, but it's still dead. Tough Stomp is there, but Flopper should not die there. The Beast should not be able to soul kill him.
Is under attack.
He will not. We are seeing Invis rune on Bat though, so perhaps Bat might be the one to secure that kill. Has Invis, but does not have Lasso. Now in comes CB and Notorious. The Flopper's in the trees. That's an Undying. It's not an easy kill to get. Even if you get it, it's not worth that much. But they'll go for it anyways. Flame Break is there. Hoof Stomp is there. Undying is low. Undying goes down. Could not get any spells off before he died, and well, Radiant pick up a 7th kill now. The kill score is even at 7-7.
Interesting build coming out here from PMA, obviously picking up the hood for the Leshrac, but actually opting for a Yasha before the Diffuser Blade, obviously looking to farm and not join these fights as early.
It's something we used to see a few years ago, more often on PL. You see Yasha into Diffusal into Manta. And a bit of a throwback build in that sense, we're going once again for this Yasha into Diffusal, perhaps thinking about, hey, maybe I'll go Manta, maybe I'll go SNY, maybe he's not quite sure just yet what I'll do. But in having that Yasha, you can get to camps a little bit faster, have a little more agi early on. Middle lane though, something is probably going to happen here. Dire, RS4, Radiant, RS4, the tower is in danger. But it is alive for now. Alright, the Beast is actually killing the tower now with the Retaliate, but it's not quite dead yet. God's Rebuke was used on the Beast, but he's, you know, a man with the hood and the Vanguard and 10 stick charges, so he's pretty tanky right now.
And an Abaddon behind him, no less.
Flame Break was there, and Afterman now there's a haste there. Batrider has Lasso, they're looking to kill the Mars. Arena was used, now in comes LSA, it's there on 1. Macho Man is low, Spear is used. Down goes the Mars, and now in comes Stroll with a good 2-man stun from CB. The Beast is low, the Beast goes down. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but now Fingers there on Hyper. Good kill there from CB securing that one. Now in comes Peripheral looking to kill the Lars. The Lars is low, but has Yules. Finally remembers to use his Yules. Now the LSA is once again there, this time it was missed. We're seeing another 1-man stun from CB onto Flupper. And looks like both teams appear to be somewhat... Never mind, once again Flame Breaks there on Flupper. 4 stacks are there. Flupper is in danger. In comes Artorius. He is getting LSA is there. Hits in Notorious. Both will go down. And once again, there's Nurse Spike there onto Lena. Lena's being run out by the Firefly. Batrider runs away. Now in comes Batriman. He's respawned to the fight. Spear is there on CB. And Dragon Slave secures that kill onto CB.
Okay, all memes aside, unironically, the PL was the one who won that fight because the finger killed the Troll Warlord. So in theory, Dire get nothing out of it because there's now a Siege Creep and a Centaur War Runner running at your tower. Oh, they do deny it though.
That is one good thing to get. They're not going to try for the beast. The Yules is there now. They're going in with the Splitter. Pulse Nova is there. Peripherals try and save him, but it's a good spear from Naturman, bringing Centaur to his death at that tree. And well, the beast has quintupled the deaths now of last game. He's now 1-5-3. Certainly a far cry from his performance last game, but he's still doing pretty well net worth wise. Speaking of hero net worth, well, 1, 2, 3, similar stories last game. It is all side 5 dudes.
You want to know it would have been epic if Batrider didn't bother to try to help the Centaur. If he just popped Firefly and ran over those trees so that Centaur couldn't get stunned.
And that would have been amazing. I think he would have. She actually has to say he can spear him somewhere else, but these trees are dead. These trees are dead, so it's the only trees left.
Yeah.
Could he
The
have
only
speared
tree-
him to this little cliff right here and stunned him, or no?
Yeah, you can spear them to the opposite side of the river cliffs.
And I know you can from the
Oh,
low ground, but I don't know if you can from the high ground.
Not,
you know?
not from the high ground, no. Throw them right over the cliff.
Got it. I guess, yeah, I actually would have done it, but alas, that's a little too big brain to do in the moment.
Yeah, because for some reason, like on the Dire high ground, like you see the wall or even the Radiant high ground, if you go like this way into it, it'll just throw them right off the wall. Like right over the high ground. It won't stun them into that, even though there's very clearly a wall here on the Radiant high ground and on the Dire high ground.
There's definitely a wall right there, but alas, the wall. Not functional, it's a one-way wall, apparently. Trying to figure out what the hell you're referring to by that wall, but I eventually found it. Speaking of things we found, is a 3-man smoke from the Radiance. Actually, the blink on CB. I might look for a Lars middle lane. The Sawyer Green could be in danger. But instead, they'll rotate towards the Roshan pit, it appears. They want to rendezvous with the Beast of US East, but they may have blown their chance to kill the Leshrac. They are 2-man smoking into the Dire jungle, but they will not find anyone, it appears, and if they do, it will only once again be that Undying.
Their smoke runs out underneath a ward, so Matchaman does see them.
Batrider's running in there, but he has a hood and he has a boost of travel, neither of which are a blink, so Mars will not be caught in this particular case. We're seeing Flupper to shove the top lane. Batrider is now TPing in. Flupper tries to TP. Lasso is not there in time, actually, but as that happens, Dire go on the Beast of US East, who was overstaying his welcome by that Tri-Camp under that Dire Observer Ward. And from the Lena, the Leshrac, and the Mars, they easily bring that man down.
His fall from grace, he is now the lowest farmed of all the cores on the map.
We are very sad now.
Attack. Radiance
We are all very sad. For Dire, the situation they're in right now, it's pretty decent. Their Troll's getting the items he needs to counter out the PL. If you're Dire, though, what's the course of action you take to begin taking this sort of even position into a winning position?
Then you gotta take this mid tower. This is the main sore thumb sticking out right now. The other one, unironically, is the offlane tier 1. If you ever want to take Roche, you need to get rid of that tower. So that should be 2 big objectives they should be looking for. However, they don't really want to be playing on that side of the map right now. So I could see maybe tier 1 mid and tier 2 bottom and take over the Radiant jungle. Because right now the Radiant are kind of bringing that net worth advantage back towards them because they're just farming their entire jungle. As well as shoving their waves out.
I'm drawing so many arrows right now. I'm so happy.
Yeah. But I know what will make you not happy is an illusion hero is going Saint and Yasha.
No, not again. It makes so much sense, but not again.
It's just Manta's such a bad item in comparison.
I remember, I think it was Karan asked in Discord last night, what do you want to see in the next patch? I think all I said was Nerf Brood, Buff Nullifier, and Dumpster SNY. I think that's all I said. I'm not a fan of SNY. I think it's a low skill item. Well, Manta is like the highest skill item in the game, so I'm just so sad to see it.
There's a bullwhip left in the camp by the PL Illusions.
I'm gonna find it. There it is, right there at the ancient camp. I'm sure eventually somebody will find it.
He's drawing too much. Help.
Oh, wait, they see it? Okay, they're ping. These pings it out. They will get it now. The thing I find interesting is they did not put the Quicksilver amulets on the PL. They instead put the Imp Claw on them. They leave the amulet for the Beast. Mid lane though, Tombstone is used. It is good old fight time. Edict is used. The Beast is running in. They might try to stun him here at the Mars. Never mind. No, they do not. LSA is used, and well, Dire might lose their Undying. Whether or not they believe walking away. Yeah, Undying is that. What were you saying before that?
I don't remember.
Do we both have like early onset dementia at this point? You can't remember what you're saying, and I can't remember First Blood is happening.
Apparently.
Middle lane, they are stunning the Beast, but he is still half HP. They do not have the means to kill him quite yet. Lane break was thrown onto a Lars, but Mr. Soygreen will be a-okay there. Just tanking a little bit of damage.
It's not even that I don't remember what I was saying. I didn't even remember I was talking.
Or you're not? I thought you were.
I don't know.
I guess it wasn't that important. They are searching for the Batrider. Batrider is now invis, so that kill is going to be a little bit harder to get. Meanwhile, Radiant are playing around the Roshan pit, but they're not headed in there anytime soon, it appears. They're more content to hit their truck amp.
Probably start muting my mic when I'm reaching into my bag of wine gums.
Alright then, Dire though, they are returning to sieging the mid T1 tower. They are there as 5, but Radiant are defending as 5. Stomp is there onto Troll. Lanebrick's there as well, but now in comes Aftermath. Green is there onto Stampede. Is used now. In comes PMA looking to kill Fluffer. Fluffer is fine for now. In comes CB stuns onto only one. And PMA is in the middle of everything trying to fight. Hyper kills the tower, and now Dire are chasing. Tombstone is still alive. Now German has a rebuke there onto Batrider. Batrider is speared as well. CB Fingers is not going to kill, and now both him and his Batrider are dead. Batrider finally kills the Lesh with the flame break damage, but it's still a good trade so far for the Dire. But now in comes the Beast, has stun on two, but neither end up dying. Now Batrider is the Hyper looking for PMA. PMA is low, he's being run at, he's shielded by Artorius. Artorius has the ulti, the borrow time, he's trying to tank. But now there's a buyback from Bat. They're turning to Hyper. Rift Snap, it's huge onto 2. Troll, low, dies. Radiant, they're chasing. KL has an LSA on 1, but now he will go down as well to PMA. Yeah, he will. Now the Beast is looking for Rift Snap on somebody, looking for perhaps Flopper or Macho Man. The fine Flopper with Rift Snap, double edges there, and Undying will go down as well. And it looked very bad at first for the Radiants, but in the very end, they come out on top.
They do use a buyback on Neff, which will delay his blink dagger. However, if they get Aegis out of it, it should be well worth it.
And this Roshan appears to be unfightable for the Dire. They're nowhere near it. And even if they were, it would not have mattered.
For the Dire, though, you gotta be getting a little bit scared. This PL is starting... He has all of his offensive items, and he is starting to get tanky. And that is a problem.
For sure. It's one of those things where he even has a shard now, too. It's now a 3 item plus a shard on PL.
Mm-hmm.
This time I definitely cut you off. What were you saying there? Sorry.
I don't remember. I think I was done talking.
Jesus. Ay, ay, ay. We do, though, have Radiant now up by a bit over 1k. They're a bit happy with what's going on, but the lead's not that large quite yet. If you're Radiant, you have the Aegis. How best do you plan to utilize that over the next 4.5 minutes?
I think they're definitely doing the correct thing. Take top tier 2, take over enemy jungle, shove mid and top, take enemy outpost, and eventually take mid tower. Lion's playing bottom, obviously has a lot of escapability with this 4-step and blink dagger. He can afford to shove that wave without really getting caught. Actually rotating the mid.
Dire actually. Yules is there in the beast. Now we're seeing an arena on 2-2. Alaris is hitting. Stunning on Bat Rider. Bat Rider though is fine for now. The running Metro Man is low. Laguna is there on Bat's still alive. Metro Man goes down, and now Alaris is trying to fight with that Eternal Shroud. PMA is low. Doppels away. Artorius might be in danger. Flame Break hit on 3. Alaris is actually on the cliff right now. Artorius has borrowed time, will eventually go down. We're seeing Hyper run a CB, but instead they now turn back to Notorious. First still alive. Lasso was there. Fingers down. Hyper goes down. Notorious finally dies. But the Radiant know the Shrek is on the cliff. They know where this man is.
That's actually huge. He doesn't have TP or any way to get off. Nobody has a
cannot leave. He's trying to fight, but eventually he dies. So does KL, and so does Flupper. And for the 5 average dudes, it is a full 5-man wipe.
That is a huge flame break.
I think it was on 3 there. It dragged, or actually, maybe even on 4. I think it dragged 2 back, 1 forward. And obviously, the big one was the one on the cliff there, and as well, Solar Green could not escape said cliff.
Now we see a real problem. You just lose 5 heroes defending that tower, and you kill the Abaddon, but you don't even burn the Aegis. So you, in theory, you didn't really get anything out of that fight. You still lose control of your jungle, and now you're losing your high ground.
Yeah, the tier 3 is dead once again.
Yeah, and this PL is just getting closer and closer to Heart, and they're already having troubles killing him once. So, in fact, he hasn't died all game. Every single team fight he's in, he gets close to death, but this Abaddon is just there, giving them health, giving them shields, and sure, if he gives them a shield, you might know which one's the real PL, but it doesn't matter if he's 10 feet away from you and you can't hit him.
Yeah, it's going to be a very hard game for Dire. They might look for the beast middle lane, but he's simply walking away. Alaris, Mr. Sugargreen, he's running in, he looks for a stun, but he's hexed already. Now in comes Rena, but it's only on to CB. CB certainly will go down. Look for the beast dies to Laguna, and now Notorious has to run. He has borrowed time, but it will only delay the inevitable. LSA is there, the borrowed time is popped, but well, this man will get kited, he will get split earth, he will get destroyed here, eventually. And he will go down into the damage of Lightning Storm from the Shrek. It's a 3-for-0 exchange. Dire, pick 3. They get neither big core, but still a very big win for them to get, and they will try to parlay that into a middle tier 2 tower.
So, you know, that's the fight you want to take. It's actually a really good ulti from Mars. Notorious thought his Centaur would be fine, so he wanted to shield his Lion, but Mars was able to spear the Lion the other side of the ulti. But then when Notorious went to go back to save his Centaur, the Mars ulti was actually blocking him. He was unable to get to him. So very good Mars ulti there.
Because you mentioned that earlier in the game where like the safe heroes are good against Mars. You mentioned that Mars has to spear them away from the safe hero. You saw it there where he speared the Centaur away from the Abaddon. It was just, as mentioned, fantastic Mars ulti there.
You were talking about dispels at the start of the game. We forgot about one. Troll Warlord Aghanim's.
Aha! You're right! That is a dispel.
And he did go it.
It's both an offensive dispel on the ranged axes, but also importantly in this particular case, a defensive self-dispel with the melee axes, so will allow him to purge off a lot of cool stuff, notably Sticky Napalm and other associated abilities from Batrider.
So Radiant do now lose their Aegis, however, they are 250 gold away from Heart of Tarask on PL. And since he went the Saint and Yasha, he is going to be very hard to get brought down.
Yeah.
He even has 16% evasion due to Elven Tunic, as well as the 16% evasion from his talent.
Well, Flopper is in danger, but in comes Batman looking to save his teammates. In comes the Beast, has stun there on the track. Undying is low. Everyone else appears to be fine for now. Stampede is used. They want to find more fingers there on the track. The track goes down. Undying goes down. Tombstone is dropped, but Dire must retreat. And they find another hoof stomp there onto Hyper. They go in with the PL, they go in with the Flame Break. LSA was there onto 2, but Troll appears to be in severe danger. Can he Battle Trance? He will actually not be able to use it. He will get hexed there by CB. Chose not to use it, goes down there, and now Hoof Stomp is there onto the Mars. He's being slowed. Buyback from Undying. Lena is being killed by illusions as happens. Macho Man is low, is Sorap, is fine. In comes Crystal looking for Lena, now stun there onto Macho Man. Actually still alive there on the Macho Man. As happens, Lena's being run down to the fountain, dies there, and they're now diving tier 4s looking for Fluffer. It'll be a dieback on him. Lasso is there on the Mars, and Mars should finally go down. Hoof Stomp is there. Her Spike is there. Avalanche is there. And they will call the GG.
Finish fast and then GG.
You may have forgotten this was a pub. Regardless, though, the Ancient will die quite soon, and for 5 dudes, they pick up a 2-0 victory. I'm sorry for laughing there. It's just some good comedy there from PA, or from PMA.
I forgot PMA was actually watching your game there as well. When that all chat was said earlier.
Good times.
The meme we keep talking about.
Yeah, we'll keep it ambiguous, but for those who know, they know. Alright, Artorius, 2-0 win, a much needed one for 5 dudes. What did they do so right in that series that allowed them to pick up 2-0 victory?
I think the first game they played the tri-core really well. The kind of meta of you have 3 evenly farmed cores that all are powerful in their own right and can do different things. Obviously, Centaur's their team fighter. They had Lifestealer for their building hitter and TA to blow people up. Game 2, you see Dire actually go for that type of draft. However, Radiant do go for this kind of 4 protect 1 draft at the start. And they picked the PL to be that hyper carry. And there just wasn't really a counter to that. They do have the Leshrac, but the Leshrac was answered with the other picks on the Radiant, specifically the Batrider, obviously being able to take that hero out of the fight pretty quickly. Then on top of that, their best answer was a Maelstrom on Troll, but without a BKB, he was constantly being hexed and stunned, and PL didn't have to worry about him too much.
Alright then, if you were the side of the Dire, if only rolled her, what lessons do you take away from the series here?
Well, definitely against a strong team. This team's record may have been 2-6 going into this series. But if you have watched a lot of their games, they're very close. Decided by the last 1 or 2 team fights. So they're a strong team. They had a strong showing last year as well. Unfortunately, it was the same thing last season where they just lost a couple of those games to the last couple of team fights. So you're definitely against a strong team here tonight. They played very well as well. So I think maybe you need to sit back and kind of maybe look at the meta per se, decide how you want to start changing up your drafts, or maybe just accept that the other team's a little bit more experienced, and that's why they were able to take the win tonight.
Alright then, if you had to give an MVP for Game 2 and an MVP for the series, what are your 2 picks?
Game 2, I think Neff and PMA both played really well, but I have to give it to Neff because of that really good flame break that knocked Lesh onto the cliff and it isolated the Troll Warlord. Overall, I guess I would give it to Neff as well. I think he played pretty good both games, had a good TA performance as well as a good Batrider performance.
All
I
right,
think
then.
the supports for 5 vs. Dudes played really good, but I don't think quite MVP worthy.
Yeah, I want to give it to the Beast, but the second game was obviously not as flashy as the first game. I think actually you could argue PMA as well. He had a very solid series there. Had a rough start game 1, but he certainly recovered there, and then game 2 was the only man in that game with no deaths, but still. Do you have any final analysis for this game before I go into my usual outro shtick?
No, nothing that I should say.
Alright then, thank you for the restraint then. Do you have any final words, call-outs, shouts to say to the people of League of Lads and twitch.tv/BadgerPablo?
Good night, you hosers.
Thank you, Bergstad, for the vernacular on that one. Regardless, though, thank you for tuning in for this particular 2-game series, the victory for 5 dudes over If Only You Were Older. You, honestly, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed my casting, want me to cast your games, cast your tournaments, you know where to find me. You can find me on Discord, Badger number 5713. And, just double check real fast. One more thing before I go away. Thanks to Artorius and TX for the subs. It's very much appreciated and is always good for the cause. And as always, have a great night.